Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach. Out of town, but just wanted to talk about this. It's very interesting. So I saw the Amazon premiere of this on Tuesday, which seems like a lifetime ago. I can't think of any other movie that did this where they had a exclusive preview night that wasn't just for critics. It was just for anyone who had Amazon Prime and ordered a ticket. And then several days later, uh, it actually debuted. Now I've seen stuff like I think Ballerina. You could see it on Wednesday, and then it opened on Thursday. But this is like 3 days before. And I've got to say that I think that James Gunn's Superman saved fandom from itself, in that there was. I just had the analogy and I just lost it. Everyone smart enough to see what was happening did it, and everyone else ran straight off a cliff. I've been watching all sorts of reviews on TikTok, YouTube, regular mainstream media, and the way that some people revealed that the entire time they were just cruel, stupid, petty, and vindictive and never gave a fuck about art, and they just gleefully went over every flaw of a flawed movie while not noticing that people actually like it, that it is good, that it's a good Superman, and it's created a new sense of optimism. Is it's it's so funny to see people just fly off a cliff thinking it's still 2018. But this was a difficult movie, especially in the first half for me, and ultimately it had a great message that seemed people seem to be picking up. In fact, people you wouldn't think would be responsive to a movie that's theme is kindness is punk rock. I remember a few years ago, culture war stupid shit, and I said this because all people want is drama. They just want drama and fighting, and they never want any kind of peace, which is what soldiers fight for, is peace. Um, and I said this phrase, and it sounded really cheesy when I said it. I think I had read it somewhere recently. They're like, you need to do this, you need to say this, and you need to. And I was like, and I said, only a strong man can be kind. I mean, actually kind. The point of that phrase is that some people are kind out of being forced to, but the only people who can truly be kind is someone strong enough to just handle it, handle all the slings and arrows that will be thrown at you for doing so. And I think probably the best thing about Superman is the message, and it's this, it's kind of seeded throughout. And then why the movie worked for me is that it really delivered its thesis that in a world that demands you to be stupid and small and petty and mean, the most badass punk rock thing you can do is be nice. It's certainly something I've thought about afterwards. I think David Cornsweet is a generational take on Superman that is going to be absolutely beloved, not some glowing-eyed demon like Henry Cavill was. It was so funny for people to complain about that because that was absolutely lauded in comics when they made Superman into that. Superman is a dork. He dances with his friends at work. He tells people his secret identity. He has hypno glasses. The speech at the end, the way it's making its rounds on social media, and then you compare that with just the stupidest, most venal, mean takes, and just it's funny to see the way it's encouraged, and who falls for it. But this was a turning point, an absolute turning point in fandom, and people who actually like stuff like Superman, like comics, like movies, realized it. The rest of them just ran off the cliff thinking it's still 2018 and you can say all the stupid catchphrases and canned words. But anyway, oh, and the box office doesn't matter, but it's basically the mainstream prediction of what it was going to be is what it is. Yeah. We're not accountants, so that doesn't matter, but I needed something to put on the screen. I actually haven't watched this review by Perch. Maybe I'll be doing a reaction to this in 30 minutes, but I think this was a real, yeah, like I said, a real turning point. And it's truly revealed who's here for the culture and who's here for the culture war. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.